Hey guys, it's me. It's a beautiful March day outside. Just got off work, just got out of the shower, just about ready to start studying for my last midterms and get homework done and get everything squared away for tomorrow, which is my last day of class and internship before spring break. Definitely been looking forward to a break since my last one, winter break, but it hasn't been a very good week. Sunday morning, I was at work and I had my lunch break at work, and I was just reading Twitter, and someone I went to high school with made a tweet, said, "Rest in peace, Tessa Byers." I was like, what? Tessa Byers was a friend of mine. She was 3 years younger than me, but we went to the same K through 12 private school for our entire lives. So when I was in second grade, she was in junior kindergarten. And I knew her sister, Olivia, who is a year behind me. And I just, I grew up with Tessa. I was her table head in 5th grade when we had lunch seating, and I would say I knew her. I really did know her. She was somebody that if I saw walking down the street, I would be so excited to see her. And that's kind of the relationship we had. We weren't like super good friends in the sense that we like hung out outside of school, but I mean, if it ever came up that we could hang out outside of school, I mean, we totally would have, and it would have been crazy because she was an amazing girl. And on Saturday night, she was driving with friends from Tampa, Florida to New Orleans, and they were in a car accident and she died. She was 19. She was a freshman at University of Tampa. I remember the last time I saw her, I went to visit my old school. Spring break of last year. It was like a year ago right now that I saw her the last time. And she was the first person I saw when I walked in the door, and she was sitting by her locker, and she jumped up and gave me a hug, and we hung out for a little bit and talked about college. And she was so excited for college. She was so excited, and she was just one of the silliest, kind of hippiest indie girls at my school. And I think if she had been in my class, we would have been a lot closer friends. She's a lot like me. And, to hear that she died is just one of the worst things that has happened to me in a long time. When I first heard about it, I think I tried to act like we weren't as good of friends as we really were, so that I wouldn't have to deal with the fact that I would never see her again. Like the opportunity was in a small city where we're from, the opportunity to see her again would always be there. And she was someone I definitely kept up with on Facebook. I want to see how this girl's doing in college, and I want to see how she's doing, and her statuses and wall posts would always be on my feed on Facebook. So she was always on my mind a lot, actually. Like, when I think back about it, like, I kept up with her, and I kept up with what she was doing, and I thought about her a lot, just because she was someone I enjoyed going to school with. And these last few days, it's like hit me progressively more and more, that someone like her that I knew very well isn't here anymore. And that really sucks. Like, every time I get in my car and have time to think about it by myself, I start crying. And every time, I go on Facebook and I see more people, saying rest in peace, it becomes more real. But it still seems like it's not real. When you lose someone, you just think, I don't think your brain lets you process the fact that they're not here anymore. I think it's a defense mechanism. It's like, I know that she's gone, but I still can't have the thought that I will never see her again on this earth. And that's a really hard thing to kind of wrap my head around. She was so close to me in age, and I'd known her for a long time, and this is like the first experience of its kind. I've never lost anyone like this who had a place in my life like that. And everyone's hurting. Everyone. My old school people in my old school who knew her, they're just devastated. And I'm so thankful that the school I went to is such a strong support system. When something happens, like, my school rallies, and they come together, and that's an amazing thing. It's like a family. But the simple fact of the matter is we just lost someone really, really good, and she was a strong Christian, and I know she's in heaven, and I know where she is now is better than any place she could be on this earth, and I know that she deserves to be in the best possible place she could ever be, because she was a good person. When I was in high school, there were a lot of not nice people that I went to school with, a lot of bratty, just teenagers in general are bratty. But she was never a bratty teenager. She was never bratty. She was never rude. She was never mean to a single person. She was always just joking and always just laughing. And she always had this smile on her face that was just like, would make you think she's a happy-go-lucky person and she's a happy individual. And I can't imagine what her family is going through right now. I can't fathom it, and I don't want to fathom it, because that's just too much to think about. If I lost someone like that, if I lost someone in my family so suddenly like that, I honestly don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. And this is just the shittiest thing, because, I think heaven just got a really good addition, and I think that it was her time, and God, is taking care of her, and I know that she's probably really, really happy to meet him, and to be with God, who she loved so much. But it sucks for the rest of us here, because we have to miss her. There's slight consolation and knowing that she's in a really good place, and she's not hurting, and she's just happy wherever she is. But for the rest of us, it's a simple fact is she's not here anymore. You can't talk to her. You can talk to her, but you won't get an answer, and that's just hard for someone who's still here. So as much as you can understand, as much as, as a Christian, I believe that she is absolutely in heaven, and she's at peace. Doesn't make it any easier for us down here. So this is just a really hard time, and I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. I don't want to understand death. I don't want to ever get so used to experiencing the loss of someone that I understand why death happens. But there's a little consolation in knowing that she loved people so much. She was such a good person that there's no way she's not in heaven. And, that gives me a little peace. But to lose someone I've known for so long, that hurts. And this has been really hard. So, enough about that. I don't want to cry anymore. Sorry to make this so morbid, but I'm looking forward to having spring break where I can honestly just sleep a little bit more and spend some time with some friends and just, take a load off from school at least for a week. and unwind. So, if you guys are doing well, be safe, be careful, always wear your seatbelt, and just watch yourself. Just take care of yourself, because you have too many people who care about you to lose you. And that's all I'm going to say.